Patrol, ladies and gentlemen, and we're back. It's your boy Icon with another DC TV review for you. Going over that Doom, episode 10, Doom Patrol. So now, before we get started, as always, hit the like button, notification bell, like and subscribe to my channel so you get notified when my other stuff pops up, because I got Loki coming up after this. And we're also doing, Justice League War World. I just saw that popped up on Max, so we shall review that as well. So now the musical is over, and which is sad, because that was one of the best episodes I've ever seen. And this is me talking. I say I'm not usually a fan of musical episodes, but now Immortus has, told everyone that they're all doomed, and she's pledged to destroy the world. So of course, the very next day, Immortus shows up at the Doom Patrol's doorstep. Madame Rouge sees her and immediately begs for her life, and then that's when Immortus tells her that she's trying to better herself, and then she was just like she wants to end up on Broadway. And then she said talking to them at the dinner, when all of them told her about herself, actually kept her grounded and gave her the motivation she needed to try to be a better person. So now she has to do the work, and she's decided to do a play, and she wants the Doom Patrol to come to the play. And I'm sitting here like, what happened to all y'all being doomed? Like, I thought we were doomed. How did we go from you're all doomed to please show up to my play tonight? So then Madame Rouge, she was just like, she said yes just to get this bitch out the house. And then Immortus leaves. Madame Rouge then tries to go to the rest of the team to try to get them to go to the play. Nobody wants to go because everybody's dealing with their own shit. Rita, she's accepting the fact that her longevity's gone, and now she's just baking cookies and baking dinners and everything, and she's just trying to keep the family together, but nobody's biting. Cliff wants to drive down to Florida because he finally fixed his car. He wanted Jane to go with him. Jane was like no, but then she was like yes. When the two of them were on their way to Florida, his robotic body started breaking down, and then now she has dementia and she can't think straight. So that didn't work, and they turned around and ended up coming back to the house. Larry saw his boyfriend for the last time, who said he was going to go to the Aruban Sea, turn himself into lead, and then drown himself. I'm like, I don't know how we got there. And then Larry's in a position where he's trying to find a home for Keeg, so this way when he passes, Keeg will still be okay. Cyborg went to go see his daddy, and him and his daddy made amends finally, and they're having a conversation about whether or not Cyborg should return. So that's where we're at right now with the entire cast. Earlier in the episode, the Butt Hunter, he showed up, and he was basically trying to kill out and wipe out all the zombie butts. So the main zombie butt, the one that talks, he ran up on him with his zombie butt crew, and then he told the butt hunter he needed to he's like, I need you to find somebody for me. I guess the person he was trying to find was that Asian doctor that befriended the one butt, and the two of them are living together, which is highly disgusting. They ran up on her. I guess they infected her, and now the doctor is a zombie butt. So she can transform between zombie butt and human. And I'm like, when was this a thing? The whole thing about, I thought if you became a zombie butt, you were just a zombie butt. When did we get to the point where you can transform back and forth from zombie butt to regular human? I missed that memo. But anyway, so now she can she can go back and forth between zombie butt and human. They sent her a message to give to, I think the butt's name is Nicholas. They sent her a message to give a message to the Nicholas butt to join the cause because the zombie butts are about to take over the world. She decided not to. She ended up giving him the message, and then he was like, no, I don't want to join the cause. And then he was like, I'll kill them for them turning you into a zombie. And then she was just like, no. She's like, but I'm okay with it, and if I'm okay with it, we can somehow be together. And then he was like, Nicholas is like, no, I'll split his ass in two. And then but then she was just like, no, don't be like him, find another way. So I guess that's gonna end up being a thing. So now Madame Rouge, she basically felt bad, and she's on her way down to the play so she can go, because Madame Rouge had earlier, she told the team that she found out the key to their longevity. She said that they're this weird growth that's growing in the back of Immortus's neck has the key to the longevity, and she said if we can cut that off of the back of her neck, we can get their longevity back. So the rest of them, they really didn't want to have anything to do with it because they kind of threw in the towel at that point. They were just like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? They said, we didn't cause this girl, so much pain thanks to you, Madame Rouge. So they said, at this point, let's just let her be, let her have her moment, and let's just, die in peace. But Madame Rouge, she wasn't feeling that. She went down to the play to go talk to Immortus. Meanwhile, the Doom Patrol sat in the living room having wine, talking about their various adventures and how they all grew up and how long their lives have been. And I'm like, why does this feel like a series finale? The speeches that they gave when the two of them, when all four of them were talking about how it's been them since the beginning and they all love each other. But I was like, this feels like the show's about to end. But not, because we still have to deal with the Immortus problem. So Madame Rouge, she's at the play watching the Immortimus play. There were other people at the Immortimus play. And then while they were all watching the play together, when the play was over, it was like very disgusting too. Like she was basically like going through her journey from like start to finish when she was in the womb until there was even the part where she talked about how Madame Rouge kicked her down like into the time stream, and then Madame Rouge kind of like sunk in the chair. But then when the play was over, the few people that was in there to basically, I guess she did like a pre-screening to see if the play was ready to be shown to the masses, and everybody in the room was like, nah, this is some trash. They was like, yo, the play is bullshit. Who is this girl? Why do we care about her? And she doesn't seem like a likable person. And then, you know, Immortus got mad and made all of them disappear. Madame Rouge ended up talking to her afterwards, and then she was just like, you know, like she kind of like befriended her at that point, and the two of them were just because Immortus was like, why does no one like me? And then, you know, Madame Rouge was just like, you know, I know what you mean. She was like, I'm fighting hard to befriend these Doom Patrol idiots, and like, you know, she's like, I'll never be accepted. And then she goes, I miss the brotherhood of people, and I was like, why? She was like, back when we were that terrorizing the planet and we were doing nefarious things, she was like, those were some good times. And then that's when Immortus got the idea that maybe she should become a supervillain. And then Madame Rouge tried to talk her out of that because she was like, villainy doesn't lead to anything positive. And then that's when she saw the growth on the back of Immortus's neck. And then, you know, Madame Rouge, she dead ass said, she was like, listen, she was like, you know, like I had my moment where I was evil and it didn't work out for me. And then she said that I learned my lesson. I don't want to go down that path again. And then she actually tried to like jig Immortus in the back. Immortus saw it coming. She stopped her. And then she was just like, oh, you're not going to kill me. It's I who's gonna kill you. And I'm like, I thought we were doomed. Like, what happened to the being doomed? So when Rita found out that Madame Rouge wasn't in the mansion, they were just like, damn, this bitch went to the play. So they were just like, oh, we gotta go down there and save her. And then the rest of the team was like, hell no. She was like, yo, Jane was like, we're all too old for this shit. You know what I'm saying? But then, you know, they were just, you know, but Rita was just like, no. She was like, we have to help her. You know, she's one of us. And then she's like, I'm like 200 years old, and if I can go down there. And then Rita passed out and she almost died. And then after that, when the rest of them was just like, damn, Rita's dying, they were like, fuck it, you know, like we got to do this for Rita. Let's go get our longevity back and let's save Madame Rouge. And I feel like in that moment, because Jane did an act of selflessness, because there's still the whole thing with the puzzle pieces, with all those puzzle pieces being on the floor. Jane started putting them together, and then it didn't work because her dementia kicked in, and she wasn't even down with the puzzle thing. She had went to the underground, and nobody was in the underground for her to talk to. So Lord knows where the rest of them are at. But when she started being nice and she started like expressing like love and caring towards the Doom Patrol, the puzzle pieces started putting themselves together. So I have no idea how. I don't even know what that even means at this point. But whatever, you know. But we'll see how that turns out. But for now, Larry, Jane, and Cliff, they're on their way down to the theater to go save Madame Rouge. So when they get down to the theater, right before they get into the theater, that's when the zombie butts show up, and the zombie butts are just like, oh, we're gonna take our revenge on the Doom Patrol because you're the ones who killed our former brothers. And it looks like the entire town of Cloverton has been turned into zombie butts. And I'm like, when did the whole thing from turning from ass to human, like when did that start? So there's like a gang of zombie butts that's about to attack the three of them. They're all just like, oh no, we're gonna die, the future's coming true. But then they're saved by none other than Cyborg. Booyah, he's back. He got brand new tech. Him and his daddy put some shit together, but there were even too many butts for Cyborg, and then all of them ran into the theater and they barricaded the door. And then when they barricaded the door, they go inside. They see Madame Rouge fighting with Immortus. And then after that, you know, Immortus was just like, you guys want your time. You want your longevity. She's like, I'll give you all the time in the world. So she opened up the space-time continuum vortex, and she knocked Madame Rouge, Cyborg, Victor, Jane, and Larry into the vortex. Now they're all floating through through space and time. Rita's dying in the mansion. Immortus is on stage. And the zombie butts are literally right outside. So I'm still waiting for the zombie butts and for Immortus to actually come face to face, because I thought they were all going to come busting through the door like the Kool-Aid Man, and they were going to attack Immortus, because I feel like Immortus is going to be the only person who's going to kill the zombie butts at this point. But both parties have never been in the same place at the same time, although now that the entire Doom Patrol is gone, all she has to do is just walk out the door and she'll see the zombie butt apocalypse. So maybe in the next episode, when the Doom Patrol comes out of the space-time continuum and they come back to like regular time, they'll find out while they were trapped in the vortex that then maybe Immortus killed all the zombie butts and we ain't got to worry about that. But then there's still the Asian girl and the other thing. I don't know what's happening, but I love me some Doom Patrol, and thank you for tuning in. Share your questions, comments, and concerns. Like, what do you think about this particular episode of Doom Patrol? Where do you think it's going to go? And what's going to happen in the next episode? I saw the coming attraction, so I know in the next episode, they are trapped in the space-time continuum, but they are fighting to get their longevity back. So they're going to try to get their longevity through space and time. So we'll see what's happening with that. Lord, hopefully somebody can get Rita's longevity before she dies. But share your questions, comments, and concerns down below, and we'll continue talking about it. Check me out on Twitter and or Instagram or X, always on YouTube, where you can share your questions, comments, and concerns. I got some cool stuff coming up on the channel. Check out my Comic-Con reviews for those who haven't seen my Comic-Con reviews yet. Check out my Yu-Gi-Oh! Review that the Egregious did live from New York Comic-Con as well. Check out my fashion video my fashion videos, because those are still going up on the channel. And I got Loki coming up for all you Marvel fans. And then I got Justice League War World coming up as well. And I look forward to reviewing all of it for you. So that was it, guys. So until next time for some more Doom Patrol action, because we're almost over. I think we got like 3 or 4 episodes left. Look out for the Doom and the space-time continuum of darkness. And we're out this